Speak dumb like every other one. Oh, good.
I'm the fall one, he's the latter one. We won't admit it, but it's right.
The the video mode is not.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's garbage ass.
You guys have to scoot anymore because it's not.
I forgot what kind of guitar I have.
That's okay.
Acoustic. Okay.
Can you scoot in a little bit, John?
Oh my god.
That's fine. Okay, so what's the first song?
Battle Cry.
Battle Cry.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Battle Cry.
Battle Cry.
So it's based off this game from Bethesda.
Warhammer.
It was actually canceled. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but the game's called Battle Cry, and it's a 6v6.
That sounds a lot like Overwatch.
Overwatch. It's an Overwatch clone. Okay, so they canceled it.
Oh wow, they cloned Overwatch? Huh. This looks like awesome.
What are we talking about?
No, Overwatch already is.
We're talking about we're talking about Battle Cry. This is one of John's songs, and I'm pretty sure you recorded all of it. The guitar. That's mine.
Yes.
I did that one. Yes, you did that one.
You did the bass, but
I did bass on the entire album, so we don't need to say that again because I'm the.
You programmed it. Just admit it. You programmed all the guitars and the bass.
Hey, they know too much. Yeah.
Why is it
So
the first
we have-
song?
Because I was listening to it and I said that's the first song.
Yeah.
it's pretty
It's an abrupt beginning to the album, but it's like you better keep your headphones on at that level if you're gonna get through the whole album, because there's lots of moments throughout the album that kind of kickstart you, and I don't know, it just feels like it's like an upbeat kind of heavy metal track, but yeah, it's a good opener.
We had Jordan on the main vocal on that, and for the clean section we had John and Jordan both singing together.
It's like the real first chorus that we've written.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Jordan's vocal direction there for that, and we just kind of filled in. A lot of the songs are like that, where Jordan would take the lead on the vocals, and we just kind of filled it in.
With
Or-
more
Yeah,
I think
vocals.
most of them are like this.
with more vocals.
Yeah, there's like a slight sign of cleans throughout the album, but this one definitely like takes the cake with like the chorusy
Yeah, definitely.
kind of vibe.
What's this second one?
That's why I asked if you had the list.
Okay! Here I am on Reddit.
Here I am on,
And,
on the Reddit.
everything
Everything fades to downwards.
This is why I brought a book, so you just get away from the cringe.
Yeah, well, the cringe is within you.
So there's no lyrics.
Are you really gonna fucking navigate through it?
The cringe within.
The cringe within. Good.
Ultraviolet. That's mine.
That's his song.
That's my song. I did all.
He did everything.
I did everything.
He did my clean vocals.
I did. Fuck you.
Man, I wish you would have done everything for the whole album, so I wouldn't be here right now.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, here we are in the unknown.
Everything. Nice pizza.
Yeah, that's pizza. That's why we're here. Yeah, I wrote this one in like 2014, I think. I just thought it was pretty solid compositionally. It was very structured and solid, and when we recorded it, it turned out better than I was expecting.
I think a lot of them did, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the music was always good, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't have chosen them, but...
Yeah, out of how many songs? Like 150 songs, at least.
No.
And we chose 15, and then we narrowed it down to 13 because 2 of them didn't work recorded.
You know, the album would have been like 2 hours long too.
Yeah, so it's already long as it is, but it's alright.
They're recorded though, so maybe we'll release those.
Yeah, this one I did everything, and then John did some things, I think. Are there things on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, so that's more of that filling in the spaces that we did after we recorded everything. We went back and filled in all the spaces, and
Yeah.
I think it turned out pretty well with that technique.
So like all these 13 songs that are all on the album, we all produced them ourselves. So that's why we're gonna like refer to each other's work and like.
Yeah, that's all.
There's no any like other people that you're seeing behind the scenes. It's just us.
Start to finish. 8 months of
Labor
yeah.
in that corner.
There in the corner.
I remember when I was writing my album, you were like, "Oh, we're just starting work on like these songs."
Yeah.
That was like.
we have very different workflows. We're very, very slow and methodical, and Jordan is more fast and in the moment, I would say. So it's kind of kind of some pacing issues, but we got it done in the end.
See, if anything, it's like we just took our time on this one.
Yeah.
'Cause, like when we rushed our EP, like we didn't really like that.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we said we're not going to do that, but we might have gone a little overboard. I kind of drove myself crazy on this one.
I mean, there's not too much like effects going into the album, so it's all good. It's just pretty much like the songwriting and the production quality.
And as always, whenever we record anything, it's always a crash course in learning new things. And this one, there was a lot of difficulties recording this album for sure, with inconsistencies in the levels and the setup with the guitars and the vocals, all the settings on our gear, and some days it just wouldn't work and like inexplicably. So a lot of that was we were sorting that out and trying to get that solid while recording the album. So when we went to mix it, there was all these different sources and levels, and it was just a real hard time. But we definitely learned a lot, as we always do. Every time we record anything, we learn a lot. And
Do you think there would be anybody else that would mix the album the way that it was?
I mean, if you have enough money, you can do anything. But I definitely have a very DIY outset, and I don't want to pay for something that I know I have the ability to do.
We learned a lot today, or,
Today.
We learned a lot, as we were making it, and we used what we had learned from before, so it's just kind of a process that kind of keeps going that way.
Practice
So
makes perfect.
this is going to be 5 seconds talking about the song and 1 minute of apologizing for.
I mean, I knew that's all you had to say, so we just like bantered off.
That's alright. That's a content. Weathered. This one is all John, as far as writing goes, input. It's all him, and you can tell here. This is where you can really start to hear. Okay, there's my style and there's John's style, and they're not similar at all. There's like no overlap. This is one of my favorite tracks on the album, actually. I did the bass, John did all the guitars, Jordan did all the vocals. I think this one's completely dirty, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really heavy towards the end of the song.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're going for. Just like make it as heavy, because when we were like going over like different genres that we want to label ourselves as, we're like, well, we're not really deathcore, we're not really like sandcore, but like this album, like it's not like totally over the face like slam metal, but it's pretty like deep in there
It's
with,
pretty
like,
heavy, yeah.
with the metalcore
Yeah.
genre.
And that
music.
Kind of,
And a lot of the variety comes from it being written over a 4-year period, a 4 to 5 to 6 year period, even some of them. And we had so many phases of influences. From early on, it was all metalcore influences, and then we got into prog metal influences.
Approaches the hero. Yeah.
And so you can kind of hear some of that coming together, like on John's tracks, on Weathered and Celebrate Desolation, and Cure to Conjure. We're not there yet, though. We're not.
Well, it's the breakdown. Right? Breakdown is it?
Which one? This one? Weathered?
Was it?
Or,
It was like just like that slight like breakdown towards the end. So,
I don't know. It's a good one.
it's a good one. Maybe we'll make a video, a lyric video, or
Oh.
something for it.
I don't want to talk for you. Do you have anything else to say about it?
Just kind of interestingly, a lot of the best songs, I guess, and the ones that I chose were kind of written as experiments, you know? Usually when I'm writing, it's kind of like, it's either inspiration or it's like, you know, I have an idea of how something might sound, so it's like, I wonder what it would sound like with this, like, progression or this, you know, drum beat, or going from this signature to another time signature or tempo or whatever the fuck, so. It's just kind of cool how, definitely the whole process of writing towards, you know, throughout all the years have changed so drastically because I was always trying to do different things, I guess. And then I finally kind of found my sound, and so this is kind of definitely around the time where I was finding that sound, so. Along with, like, you know, my own side projects and stuff like that. Definitely was very helpful in finding my own thing.
We all have our own side projects.
Well, this is a very fractured instinct. Because like we all kind of like had our part in making like some of the music, but I think like this album kind of like defines what we could like really make together. And, like it's just like we channeled like all of our strength into this one, so it's like we're all like proud of what we've done for each song and like the different parts that we like each other have made. Like I'm not like too happy with like some of the vocals, but they're like there's lyrics in there that are really good, and like we all like kind of just go back and forth. We're like, oh this lyric, oh that lyric. It's like
Yeah, some catchy stuff.
yeah, there's lots of good stuff that you could just pick throughout the whole album, which is great. There's not like one song that we just like have fell in love with. It's like there's like many layers to each song, and
Every song has at least one moment that's like really
Yeah.
sticks with you.
Someone's, you know, gonna love it, or they're gonna be like, that was weird.
Yeah. There's something for everybody, I think.
there's a little bit of experimentation from all of us too, which is good.
Yeah.
So we didn't like tell any like I guess like direct anything to anybody like in this album. We're not like
Yeah, not so much. If it
holding
was
back really.
Yeah, I think we'd kind of just let you do what you wanted for vocals, and for us, if we had any input, I sort of tried to. If it was Josh's song or whatever, then I would take his word over anything that I had an idea for. If he, you know, was insistent on something or whatever, and you know, the same for mine. So
That's
Just easier
Just
that
play
way.
better.
Yeah.
yeah, to compromise, because compromise is going to happen regardless. So might as well make it easier.
That's what we found works for us. Whoever wrote the song, they get the final say. And that's just the easiest way to get through anything, because there's always going to be conflicts.
Right.
And it's easier just to say, okay, you know, it's not mine, so I can't
Yeah.
dictate it.
And it's also kind of nice because it's like, if it's your song, I don't want to say I don't care, obviously, but I just don't care. So, you know, it's like if it's like, you know, I think it would be better like this, but you're like, well, I don't really think it would be that good, then it's fine because it's like it's not my song, so I don't. I still want the best for it, obviously, but it's nice to have that kind of off my shoulders, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's definitely share the burden and all that.
Are we still on Weathered?
Yes.
Because next is Celebrate Desolation. We can basically lump this in with Weathered. It's the same composition and style and thought process. And it's very
There's also
similar to Weathered in a lot of ways.
progressive.
Yeah. I don't think it's
Direction,
hard
I
to
guess.
repeat in this song or the last one.
Yeah. It's very, very very in our progressive phase.
To
for sure.
protest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It's
listened,
definitely where it came from.
we listened to a lot of protests there
Yeah, around that.
at that time when we loved this. I think these are from 2015, if I recall. I don't remember.
I just remember, what's the album that Palms Red was on?
Fortress.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know. I never really listened to the album so much, but I remember listening to Palms Red and, like C'est La Vie, just like the popular ones, probably. Not really like some of the other ones, like the one that were on like the ship, Is that Sex Tapes? That one and like a couple of another one. I don't know. Whatever.
You can tell they're not good because you don't listen because I. That's our joke.
So there's lots of different lyrics throughout the song that are all kind of, I guess, big words. Which is something I strive to do, is create big words that fit together.
It works.
But
I do it.
without looking up my dictionary on my phone.
Right. Yeah.
Thesaurus.
My
Thesaurus.
there should be a thesaurus for this whole album because there's like so many odd wordings
Yeah.
and choices throughout the whole thing.
I think it definitely gives Jordan a unique kind of cadence and flow with his writing style. I think it's pretty unique.
All of the rhythms and everything are pretty great. Regardless of kind of like what he's saying, just how he says it.
I like that a lot. A lot of his first takes, I was happy with.
I like the ending of this. I wish I wasn't screaming as much on this song, and because John kind of like took over the whole vocals towards the end of the song. But yeah, it ends on it ends with John doing a good note and me on a sour note. But yeah.
Yo, why don't we have cameras with that plug in?
We should have had 3 cameras so we could do the.
Bro! Brian
the
Gilbert?
Brian Gilbert.
Ooh, I'm looking at the camera right there though.
So you start talking to one and then you look at the other one while you're talking.
Why is there so many cameras?
This camera, that camera, we're on Hot Ones. Nothing bad. Nothing bad ever happened in this video. What are we on? Celebrate?
Dark Limits.
Dark Limits. That's another one of John's. It's not as.
This is my Gojira phase. I mean, it's not a phase because Gojira is still great, but I just don't listen to him nearly as much. I basically never listen to him now, unfortunately, but it's just how it is. I used to listen to him literally a lot. It was a band that's just, I don't really listen to music and like think like, oh wow, all these songs are really great, and just saying that sounds stupid, but whatever. Like I would listen to Gojira and every song would be like, it's so simple, but it's so fucking like it's so good. It's just groovy and it's just interesting enough. They're doing just enough to like keep it from being too basic. I guess it was just amazing. I stopped listening to him before L'Enfant Sauvage or whatever, but oh my god, The Link, fucking Terra Incognita, just everything.
Hold on, Cheap's calling.
Yeah, he says this is it. It's like,
No, that's not.
the Art of Dying, I think is the album.
Yeah, the
From
art.
Mars, Are You Serious? It's just, anyways.
It's
This song
probably
is,
the heavier. I mean, not like the heavier, but like the darker.
yeah, it was definitely themed around Gojira. I mean, it was, the themes, the lyrical themes, obviously.
Yeah.
Leviathan.
Yeah, just about nature and man kind of fucking like it's pretty cool.
You know, like the whole arching narrative of this is just kind of like grandiose things and like colossal kind of things that are out of like this world, but
Yeah.
usually plucked from our different types of fiction to place on song.
This one, me and Jordan had some slight disagreements on this one with the vocal trade-offs. I wish we had done more of that. I thought it was very effective in this song, and I would have liked to have done more of that. But again, we didn't have the chance to analyze that until after we were already done with it.
We didn't really consider vocals until.
Yeah,
I
it's very,
think we did them all in like one day time just to like get them done with.
all of Jordan's vocals we did in 1 or 2 days.
And
I
it
was
worked
just-
out well enough, but like, yeah, it's definitely nice to work for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we just did it in one day, but
Yeah.
that's how it.
If the takes
It just worked out that way. Like we were happy with all we had.
I was definitely if the takes were bad, I would have redone them. But I was happy with everything.
It's nice, you know, like we all kind of do things in ways that the other people might not necessarily think of. So, I mean, I didn't really have anything in mind for vocals, but what Jordan did, I probably wouldn't have thought of myself. So.
I would know for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome.
So it's good to have that kind of more unique takes coming in to make it better in the sum of its parts. So, hi, welcome. This is Fractured Instinct Overshares.
Next on the agenda,
Next song.
Viscera.
Is it? Viscera. This is my
Heaven?
no. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. I thought this turned out so much better than what I had written originally. This was one of my songs. I believe this one was a circa 2016, I believe. And I always liked the song, and eventually it made the final cut after we weeded all. It wasn't in the original final cut for the album.
Who
then-
did this cut?
Fam, this is not a 100. It didn't make the original cut, and when we went back and we were actually going to record the album, and we kind of re-looked through everything again to double check, and it kind of slipped in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of songs where I was surprised to see. Like, we're like, oh, we're doing this song. We're gonna, okay.
Yeah, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. This is probably, I think, one of the most successful translations to actual production from what was written, and you know, with the way that the vocals got layered on it on top, really pushed it over the top for me and made it much more than I originally could have conceived that it was.
I think this is probably like the challenging of the songs, you know, like write something too. But I think it's the first one that we ever recorded vocals on, because it's just like, I just want to do this one. I just want to get it done with.
That's fine.
Yeah, definitely worked out well.
How was that? Well, what are your
The-
vocals about on this
Do you
one?
inject yourself with nothingness so you don't feel anything? Wait, the song was called "Reject Yourself," and it's like, that's not the word.
There were some translation issues that some communication mishaps.
Nothing bad ever happened. in this
Nothing bad
production.
ever happened in this recording.
Yeah.
For this song, the lyrics, there's like some inspiration. There's like one line that's kind of the name of Devil Wears Prada album
Mm.
with Roots.
Yeah, but that's a really sick intro right there. I wish that had come back later, but
With Roots
yeah,
below and branches above. Yeah.
Tasted better.
yeah. So, well, yeah.
I guess it kind of like turns into like a dark story towards the end of it, where it's like one person's spirit is being passed to the next, and then it's like passed off to the old blood to create the facade of us getting older. So it's like each one of us is kind of like living, I guess, different types of lives, and it's like I don't know. It's kind of complicated, but I guess pass off the old blood is kind of like the Wolfenstein.
Nice. That's fun. Yeah, I like this song too. I think Wood Love is next. Of course.
Yeah, so this one's about his
Shut the fuck
unhealthy
up.
obsession with guitar bait, the wood used in guitars.
Yes, this is actually about the trees.
It's another Gojira beat song.
Oh, this is another translation where we got wrong.
Yeah.
Red love should be WOOD.
Oh shit, is it? I already sent out the papers. I printed shirts and everything.
So, for whoever's watching this is the real deep lore. Wood Love completes the Regression trilogy, where we have Regression, which is like the sadness stage, and then there's Monster, the standalone single, which nobody's heard. That's like the anger stage, and then Wood Love is the acceptance stage of coming to terms with an unrequited love, essentially. And
You can do poll which one's the best.
well, what love is the best?
The Regression Trilogy.
The Regression Trilogy by best-selling author Dingus.
These make farts.
This one is probably my favorite on the album overall, just purely from a production standpoint, the way it came out. We were talking about this a few weeks ago. About shut the fuck up, Richard. We were talking about this a few weeks ago that sometimes when you sit down and you're recording and magic just happens and you can't control it or entice it or command it, but sometimes everything just works perfectly with the way that
Can't
your
recreate it either.
yeah, like with the way your guitars happen to sound that day, and the way your
It's a
vocals are sounding that way.
masterpiece.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I think that it
Solid
sounds
7, yeah.
really
Is
good.
is track 7 out of 13?
That's the one with the outro, right?
Yeah,
The-
we put it in as kind of
the,
like
the
a
bass drum. Okay.
not like as a closer for like
Yeah.
the first half of the album, but kind of just like an interlude.
There's a lot of lulls and rest points in this album. There's like one every quarter, basically.
But like when a song like gets going, it doesn't really stop though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But there's definitely breathing times
Yeah.
after this.
There's a good pace throughout the album.
I
think that was on
I feel
purpose.
this song
totally.
really works with the
Yeah, and I did the track order, and that's kind of what I was going for, the constant
Ebb and flow, I guess.
ebb and flow. And I'd like to think that I achieved that somewhat successfully. I think that the flow sounds really good the way it is. But that, I mean, I did it, of course I did.
Right. It's like we don't actually know how people are going to receive it until it's out there and people are listening to it.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, we fucked up completely. But
There's definitely like some songs later which I wish like if people that don't listen to the album, like I wish they would listen to those
Yeah.
too.
yeah,
Context
just
is...
give it, give them a try. If you don't
Yeah.
like one, just don't.
If you made it this far into the video,
Yeah.
we think
If you made it this far, listen to the music. I don't know. like,
Yeah, maybe...
we could put the music as like a background.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to do that for
Okay.
sure. But you won't know what we're talking about. Anyways,
Carol, you know?
Would Love, best track.
Ah.
That's my hot take. Of
1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Holla. Did we already talk about Holla?
No. We talked about another basic.
We're talking about how slam chord is.
Yeah, Hollow's
it's more simple.
a slam, beat down core track.
Which is funny because all of the inspiration came from Decapitated, which is dead now. So don't worry about it.
We'll just
It's all about the vocals, yeah.
The chuggiest of all of them.
Yeah, it's definitely. It seems like whenever we write an album, there's always one song that's just like super driving, straightforward. Like it's kind of a respite maybe
Yeah.
from.
This was
Yeah.
like, this was intentionally written just as like
Be very
that
simple.
song kind of feel like there's nothing like
Well,
I guess it's an interesting song but there's nothing
Yeah.
like to
Like I don't know, it's not bad, obviously, but it can be definitely like you listen to Celebrate Desolation and Weathered, and it's like there's so much going on. It's just
Yeah.
for some people that's just too much, and I get that. So Hollow is just much more simpler, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The main thing I was going for, and I think the main thing that like influenced me was the idea of the kick drum mimicking a part that wasn't happening. So the main chugging part, the kick drum would mimic that as it goes to the second sort of chugging part, but not during the actual chugging part. But it's a whole thing. So it's kind of like a disconnected part where the kick drum isn't following it necessarily, it's doing what already happened. And I thought that was interesting because it was on a Decapitated song. I think Spears of Madness did that. And I was like, that's just really fucking cool. So I tried that, made the song, and we ended up using it years later.
Years. It'll be years before
For
these
you.
songs see the light of day.
Yeah, really.
yeah.
No one will ever hear the other 100. So.
This will have like 1,000 views maybe in like 2030. Okay, we'll
That's generous. Assuming YouTube's still
Yeah,
a
we'll
fucking
continue.
platform by then.
Yeah, right. We'll be on. This will be uploaded to Vimeo also. That's a lie.
This is on Pornhub Premium.
Yeah, because they care about their community.
It's on mediocre,
Oh, shit.
mediocre Bandcamp.
HHHNMS. Yes. And yes, we do need 3 hots and not just 2.
Hot.
Don't hug me, I'm hot.
Hot.
Yeah, don't
I love
hug
that
me.
band, Hot Hot Heat.
Nice. Is that a real band?
Huh?
Is that a real band?
It's like, okay, go.
Hot Heat?
Mhm.
Jesus.
Can't keep letting me get you down.
No idea what song.
What?
This is another one of mine, musically and lyrically.
It was mine.
Yeah, this one was fun. This was the very first song we ever actually completed for the album in the recording process.
First we did my clean song.
Yeah, I mean it was the first one, first for everything.
first.
And this is when at this point we still had no idea what we were going to do vocally because we just write instrumentals, and then fucking figure it out on the day of. And we
For the
had
most part.
we had a real binge session with this. We were just throwing everything at the wall, and
A lot of it stuck.
a lot of
I didn't,
Maybe-
I didn't have anything to do with the song, so.
Yeah. we were just up really late one night just recording there's like all these vocal ideas, and most of it we used, so it's very very all over the place compared to the other tracks, and also because the instrumental is so empty and asking to be filled in with vocals, that's why a lot of that happened the way it did. The themes are obviously very important to us with the state of healthcare and social safety nets in America, and the lack thereof, rather, is something that's very relevant and important to me, and something that I really wanted to at least have one track about. We have a few tracks on the album that are really about the social state of the country, the environmental state of the country and the world at large, and things that we consider to be
Yeah, this one and Closer to Hell are like
Yeah.
the tracks that talk about pretty much like everything that needs to be talked about in this country.
And it's just kind of interesting. We didn't have any lyrics for starting out, so when Josh just started writing them, it was kind of surprising. Like, hey, this is actually pretty relevant, you know. So, not to say we don't do that, but like, you know, some of the themes can be kind of either personal or just kind of like vague or just kind of, you know, not necessarily a big thing. Right? So,
I mean, as
We're not
someone
Michael Baying this.
as someone smart just said, there's nothing to say that hasn't been said, but still it must be said. Whoever wrote that should be recognized for
Tolkien?
yes,
No, Tarantino.
Yeah. J.R.R. Tarantino.
It must be said, okay, right? Like,
George
I don't know what the
R.
fuck you. Oh, Cure to Conjure.
Red boys beg with time until never left to try.
This is another one of John's. Another one that I really like as well. I thought Jordan did a really great job on this, with his timings and the way that he made it flow, especially with that whole outro section. Yeah, I really like this one.
The fast pace in this, just like
even the outro is really fast.
you can feel it with like every instrument and like every I guess, line in the vocals. But
Really great.
yeah.
Is this a good tune? No, let's celebrate this. I really like Celebrate Desolation.
Cure to Conjure, we really like Celebrate This.
It's hard because, for context, all these songs had different names, our
Right.
draft names.
It's definitely very difficult for me to remember because,
Was this a man?
yeah, man,
Yeah.
minor, shouter.
Minor
Weathered
was Ballad Cry.
So the only ones that stayed the same were Weathered, Hot Hot Hot, and Mexican Sun, which is it's a Breaking Bad reference. That's why the themes are that.
This one was Shadow.
Yeah, Shatter was.
Shadow.
Yeah, I think those might have been the only two that stayed the same.
No.
Oh, Hollow,
Dark,
Hollow,
Hollow,
Hello.
Dark Limits.
Dark Limits. So 4 out of
Step
13.
behind.
And a step.
A billion.
And so 6 out of so we're idiots is what we're saying because yeah,
No big deal.
We'll
We know
know.
this already.
it is known. There's nothing to say.
We didn't like changing. We didn't like change anything that we did.
We kind of because a lot of the songs that Jordan took the lead on for the lyrics, he kind of sometimes he based it off of the titles that they already had. So
And then sometimes it was like, nah, fuck that.
yeah. So a lot of the time we didn't need to change it because it was relevant to the title, but they were always placeholders. It just happened to work out that way. So
Some of them more placeholder than others. Like the Dark Limits was specifically. I had lyrics written for that one, for instance, but
yeah.
I blinked until I had a rough idea, but no lyrics.
There wasn't,
Or I
like,
had
there wasn't
some-
like a main concept behind the album either.
There was
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a kind of a compilation album.
definitely. It's a compendium.
Because I mean, we've been doing so much shit for so long. Man. It's like,
I fucking have to do it, I guess.
yeah, it's like I don't want it all to go, like all of it to go and listen. Because I mean, some of it's really great. Sometimes I listen to it, I'm like, I really wish someone or could hear this, and I wish this was out there, and somehow some of it is.
Well, for my part, a lot of my songs will eventually come out in different forms, things that I'm going to work on and transpose for my other projects.
I've also written a lot
He,
of stuff.
he fucking writes compulsively. It's
Not-
insane.
Not all of them are finished, and not all of them are like usable. But like, yeah, not so much anymore. I would like to get back into the swing of things, but I don't know. It's just again, I was experimenting all the time when I was starting out, and again, some of it is really great. Like Inhale was really great.
Was that Heaven? This one was another one of mine. I think 2015 or 2016 sounds like. I don't remember anything about why I wrote this. I just thought the chorus was really interesting. A lot of the three separate parts doing their own thing, and
Is that like Of the Night or Of the Dirt or something?
no, that was Viscera. This one was Sanctuary.
What was it before that?
That's what it was. It was Sanctuary, and then it was
Wow.
Heaven. and then
Well,
it
yeah,
was-
but it was something before, like a working title.
Sanctuary was a different thing. Yeah, it was.
You never wrote a song.
I literally did.
Don't say that.
Okay.
This one was New
We
Dahlia.
took too many creative liberations.
New Dahlia, probably based on the Black Dahlia murder. It sounds nothing like that at all, but that's
I mean,
probably
it's
what I
like-
started.
It's like when you made Pink and White. It's like, what is it? Right? It's Animals of
Or
Labor.
Slip Balloon Butthole.
This is like the song, like if you wanted to get
Scott.
into our band, like you need to listen to this song.
Yeah, it has a good balance of everything, I think. It has a really, really great chorus that John did out of nowhere. Just turned into Kill Switch Engage
Oh.
for a second. I didn't even...
I was just like, hey, what if I just do a deep voice for this one? Or like, not deep.
Man, I heard that and I was like, yes! 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 There's just all kinds of
It just
vocal
comes
styles
together,
on this album. It's
yeah.
just all kinds of craziness.
Could the process have been more focused? Yeah, sure. Could we have been more...
Could we
Whatever.
write
Whatever.
Could we write a Coheed album? Probably not.
Well, I mean, we'd have to...
You write good music first.
Well, what else was I going to say about this song? I don't know.
That's what it says.
I guess like just about like the lyrics.
That's Heaven.
That's your lyrics, so yeah.
At the end, that's the one where it's like, we've all made our home here.
Yeah,
That one's very good.
yeah, great
Is it-
outro.
A lot of Josh's songs kind of have a really build-uppy outro, and they're just so damn good. Like Wood Love, oh my god.
Go listen to The Crowing by Coheed and Cambria. Listen to that outro. That's all of my songs. After
Yeah.
I heard that shit, I was
I
like,
was-
this is what I'm writing.
I've been listening to the albums, and like I noticed the outro, I was like, this is fucking Josh.
Oh, yeah.
It's right here. Like,
We're just talking about like the intro is kind of just like starts in like a
oh,
poppy kind of like poppy.
Yeah, I was definitely going for a fake out on that one. I like fake outs. I like doing fake outs.
Black Dahlia.
And he didn't tell me to do cleans. I just like randomly did it.
Yeah, I was definitely open to anything because I didn't have any ideas. Really, I wanted Jordan to really have as much expression on this as he could.
And it's like, if you don't like it, you'll tell me.
He shouldn't. But that was really cool. But yeah, like we're so much closer to Hell. It's kind of just storytelling 101. It's like, oh yeah, use this cool hook for your song, so it's like closer to Hell. But it's pretty much just about like how our world is just been deteriorating over time and time again. It's like we're fucked. Like we're already in hell. Like and like if there is such thing as having like people would like tarnish this earth just to go to heaven for their sake, it's like no, that's not what we're gonna do. Like we need to do something about this earth that we live on before we just like I guess all commit genocide or suicide and search for something in the sky. It's like there really isn't any better way to do it than just to like get out there and try to help others. And I feel like going off what you heard from a book that was written by somebody like millions of years ago isn't like a way to live your life. It's like just do what you like, as long as it's not hurting the rest of the. I guess.
I feel like most people are like that, but yeah, it's definitely. I feel like we should definitely make more efforts as, humans, right? But it's just very difficult. Definitely. It's definitely cool. Great themes.
That's awesome the way it came together too. But like we were writing about that, and then he wrote about that too, and it really. This is why we're all here. We're here to be the new Gojira. Stop fucking throwing plastic in the ocean, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, just don't
Save
be an
the fish.
asshole.
Yeah.
Easy.
I gotta check the camera again because I forgot.
Oh my
the
god.
fish.
I just don't want to waste my time. Okay, step behind. Another exclusive Josh Jefferson production. All me. John had some vocals on here. He was helping me out because I really struggle with clean vocals. I'd like to be able to do them someday. But
I love clean vocals.
yeah, exactly.
I love to try to do it.
Yeah, then we'll all dedicate one song to each clean vocal that we have.
Yeah. So there was an attempt. It's not as good as I would like, but that's kind of we have to do it to get there eventually. And everything else, all things considered, this was my favorite song initially, and then as the other songs started developing more and more, and
Kind of crazy.
and we did more and more with the mixing and effects and getting everything sitting right, kind of fell out of my favor, but
Although that one break, how I did it.
yeah.
I feel like it's ironically one of the last songs, and it's called "A Step Behind."
And the same thing with the next song too. There's a vocal line on there that's really relevant to being the last song, like out of context, like non-canon. But that really just everything fell into place with the album order and everything. It just really worked out on multiple levels that I didn't even initially intend. So I'm proud of that. Well, I mean I didn't do it. I'm not proud of it, but I'm happy with the way that turned out. Yeah, the song is about basically me trying to be as good as other people at things that I attempt to do, and kind of instead of trying to be able to copy things on a 1-to-1 ratio, kind of seeing my own value in what I do as its own separate kind of path than exactly what other people are doing. So as far as the way that I make music or anything else kind of creatively, and just being able to recognize self-worth. I don't like using that term really, but
Self-love.
well, I mean I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I hope you can understand kind of what I'm getting at. So.
I saw something like a long time ago. I think it was a comic where it's like there's a certain point in getting good at something, right? Where if you're kind of bad or whatever, anything that's like a success is like great, right? So if you've already been in it and you see someone making something and it's like that's cute, it's good that you're excited about you've done something or whatever. But at a certain point that you get to a point where you realize not just how like bad you are. Because it's fine when you're starting out, because obviously you're bad. But then you get to a point where you're trying and trying and trying, and you're like, I made something, it's amazing, and then you see someone else, and it's like, theirs is just fucking not even in the same league as you at all.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it really kills you, because it's like you know that now. Other people who are not as good necessarily, or not to that point yet, it's just kind of like they don't really know or they don't care. And it's like, it kind of sucks to be in the point where it's like, I know how not good I am, and I wish I was better. It's definitely a struggle, but you get. There's always other motivational bullshits, but whatever.
Yeah, we're not very positive here.
We're positively negative.
Yeah, at the time when I wrote this, it was at that time the most advanced song that I had written. I think this one was from 2015 as well. Kind of the way the individual sections and the way that it progresses, but it's still structured and kind of it all fits together, sonically.
Some of the transitions are great.
Yeah, and like the transitions, and I finally started, starting to write my own drum parts, and so that you can hear that kind of not as good as I could now, but for what it was at the time.
It's kind of the case with most of it.
Yeah.
That song was at the time. That song was like I've broken into the next tier.
Mm-hmm. This is
Didn't
it.
when we first started, didn't you guys want to write songs that I could play too? You didn't focus on
Yeah.
let's just write something good. You just
We had
what could
synergy
Jordan
and-
play?
some of the stuff
Let's
I
not
think.
write some double bass
Yeah,
rhythmic kind of
But
shit.
it's just kind of very restrictive, and sometimes restrictions can be good and all, but sometimes it's just kind of it'd be nice to be able to use the whole kit because we didn't really have a full kit. But when we were practicing a lot, in Jordan's garage, it was great because I think Jordan kind of wrote a lot of the parts for some of the songs, and it was just a whole lot of fun just jamming out. So it'd be great to do that.
Some songs that never made the album.
Yeah, those are again so old. I don't know
They're
if
too
we'd
old
use
now.
Synergy or
Oh Jesus!
Too-
No.
what was it
Truth.
called? Cold as fuck. What was it?
Hot as fuck.
Just in
Hot as
time.
fuck and cold as fuck.
Yeah,
Just in time, yeah. Just a whole lot of stuff we probably won't use. So.
that's a whole thing.
But we got some things in the works, right?
Do we?
Well,
I mean, yeah. Event.
well, I mean,
Okay.
Next one.
The final track. That's all, John.
So, A Brilliant Until is another song. I wouldn't say I love it, but I know that Josh really liked it.
Oh, I
He
do.
thought it was my best song that I wrote a long time ago, and probably still.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't. Another one we didn't really have lyrics for. I had a general idea with the name, but nothing really concrete. And eventually we needed to get to it, so I kind of sat down. Had a couple of notes of lyrical ideas I just get from throughout the day, and then I try to piece them together, and wrote the lyrics, and that's about it.
what is the song title? What is it? What is the meaning?
A long time ago, I wanted to make a song title. Again, the theme was about kind of you're so happy and you're having such a great time. Everyone's gangster till the mayonnaise start walking. Whatever, right?
Everything's lit, fam.
Yeah, until it's not, right? Because
We're all getting Victory Royales.
yeah,
Jesus
we're
Christ.
we're default dancing and it's fucking great. And then and then something
Thanos
just
shows
happens. Someone
Just
bursts
fucks
through
your
the
shit
door
up.
and they're just like, yeah, hey Billy, Grandpa's dead. And you look up and you're like, oh, that's not lit, fam.
The dog's on fire.
Just whatever, right? Oh, volcanoes. I don't know. It's just the idea of everything's fine until it's not. So. And then
Well, and then it's
the consequences. Of
It's
that.
the closer.
Closer to hell.
I feel like it's a good closure for the band to leave this as the last song because it's the one that we've all we haven't been writing on this one, but it's always been just our most anticipated song to release. So it's
We actually practiced this one a lot in the
the
garage.
final one on the album is this song. So it's just
We practiced Prism, this song. What were the other ones? Synergy, I think.
All
Burning Bridges.
the EP ones.
Yeah.
Dancing
Yeah,
in a Bridge.
yeah,
Bitch.
Couldn't.
Oh, Dancing in a Bridge.
Yeah,
Should we talk about that one?
No, we shouldn't. This is another one that just because of everything Jordan just said about how we this was always our favorite track and the one we thought was the most interesting and satisfying, I think, to listen to. And so again, when I was doing the album order, it happened to be there at the very end, and it's this is so fitting. I didn't intend for it to go there, but
Was
that's where it ended up.
Was it just the last song always?
No, I didn't have any order. I was just listening to them individually, hearing how they started
The
and
last one that
stopped
you
and how they
listened
would. Oh no.
Oh. So I was gonna say if it was like the last one that you like. No.
I think it was fourth in the list.
Okay.
But it just really, and the way that there's that empty space from after Step Behind, and then it starts off with the quiet intro on Abilia, and that really worked out.
Oh.
And then there's a line on there where he says, "The end is near."
Mhm.
It's the last
Yeah,
song.
I don't think
Like,
it could have
that's
worked
so,
out better.
it's so fitting.
'Cause if we were to write like an intro song and outro song, just like cut dry, like this is the intro song, then we had to be like back in the garage right now writing Revelations.
Here I am in my garage.
Because we weren't gonna get anything like that if like we weren't playing together as a band. But it's like
Yeah.
this project kind of just been us writing the stuff that we've already written before.
It's been a whole long journey.
With vocal arrangements.
We started in like 2011 or 2012.
Yeah. I think. God, I don't know if it was 2012. We had a mutual friend, and I told him about how I was in a band and it didn't really work out, but I'd still be interested in like joining one or starting one. And he's like, "Hey, I know a guitarist," and so we met up and happened to be this guy. And then
And we all went to the same high school. But we
yeah,
But we didn't know
Never-
each
yeah.
other.
each other.
I knew Jordan since like what, middle or elementary?
In elementary.
Yeah, and then Josh I met after high school, or like at the end of it.
I was too busy doing hood shit.
Coach band, yeah.
I didn't even go to school. I was like, fuck this, I'm out.
And then, yeah, he's like, I don't know who asked who first, but it was like, what bands do you like? And we were like, In Flames, Lamb of God,
Betrayal,
And,
all the remains.
yeah, All the
the
Remains,
Sins.
yeah. And it just springboarded from there, and it's
All the mainstream
that didn't
metal.
pan out, obviously, but I mean, we kept going. Just kind of glad that we did. Right now, I mean, obviously it could be better, but we're getting there. Definitely, it'd be great to release something where it's like, I mean, not to say we're not excited, but something where it's just like we're like, this is it,
Yeah.
What we're doing now, this is kind of like we want to do this because it just feels right. We don't want to leave behind all this shit that we've done, but
It feels like a good point that we've gotten to.
It's closure.
still
for-
thinks it's. I still think it sounds amazing. I think,
all things considered.
yeah, and again, we're never gonna really know until it's out there. But I think obviously, given there's enough people, someone's gonna listen to it and be like, this is just fucking great. Or maybe they'll hear one song and be like, this is amazing. Maybe they'll hear half the album. It's like, this is amazing.
Hopefully
I hope
after you hear this album, like you can tell like how long we spent working on it and like how much time we've all kind of like grown to create this. Is like, yeah, like you were saying, like we wouldn't just like record something and just put it out there. Like we had to like spend countless hours on it and just like craft it to what it is now. So there's some appreciation for this album.
Put down in the comments, what's your favorite song?
Jesus Christ.
Hit that like, favorite, subscribe, hit the bell icon.
Jesus Christ.
Read the description, there's nothing in there.
See that? That's the credibility floating away.
No, see, this is interact as a call to
This is
action.
how we
It's
get-
YouTube. We literally have to do
This
this.
is our Warped Tour audition video.
I should have dressed better. What?
Wow. Rip Warped Tour. I never went.
Man, we were so close. We could have gone to Warped.
Man.
Could have made the main stage.
Well, there's always mayhem, right?
There's always BlizzCon.
We had a venue in town, but oof,
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah.
The whole
We
thing.
had a whole fucking show set up, and then there it goes.
Mhm.
Bye show.
I guess there's still bars, but like, fuck.
It's
It's a whole thing. We'll
There's
talk about
a skate shop that I go to that plays metal and hardcore.
that. Cool. Like live bands?
Yeah.
Really? Where is it?
Is it Hot
It's
Topic?
in Fullerton.
What the
That's
fuck?
not here at all.
More like Farton.
It's only an hour away.
Oh.
He says.
I mean, there's the slide bar.
Sidebar's nice. I like
Slide
sidebar.
bar.
House
Just
Blues.
get a good mixer.
Okay. Oh yeah. We don't do a fucking house mixers suck ass.
Suck ass. What's he doing at emo night? Oh, get him a draw beer.
Emo night, yes. You play emo music or whatever? Yes. Play emo music or whatever.
Yes, we'll do one emo song. That's actually
Speak dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, we could.
Father, father.
Burning bridges and dancing on a
On
burning
a burning-
bridge.
Never again.
Don't worry. Nothing bad ever happened in this recording process.
Just a bit dated.
The 2-part song that could be its own EP.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we get around to that.
Oh, Revelations.
Oh yeah, that's the intro song. That's it.
Live
You
spoilers.
could actually hear that one on. Oh no, you can't. All the videos are deleted.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say you could hear it live.
Are they
like,
deleted?
live,
I had to burn all the evidence.
but yeah, we don't have any evidence
It's
left.
fine. They were pretty bad.
It was burned in a trash fire.
Yeah,
Along with the bridge.
where it belongs.
Under the bridge, yeah. We buried it under the bridge. With the trash fire.
Hunted.
We cut that one.
Ah!
That one was a good one. Eventually, the Hunted will come out. It just didn't. It wasn't
Hunted.
working for the album, and the flow was not right, and it was too long. And the album was too long.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then Sanctuary got moved to a different song.
It's interesting. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was the
This one was called
well, I mean, Fractured Instinct
Perfect.
will live on forever.
I don't know.
I don't know what we'll do after this for this, but
We'll see how the reception goes.
check the antenna. But
If you're watching this, maybe we'll have something new.
Because I feel like if we keep doing our like own solo projects, like there's always like a time when like someone gets tired of doing that and they like always want to go back to like the whole band thing. But
Mm-hmm.
it'd be good to play live too. I mean,
Yeah.
But again, we just need to figure out the logistics of that first.
Yeah, very.
me on drums and vocals, and then backtrack for everything else.
Okay. Wow.
It's just a one-man show.
Yeah. We walk up, me and Josh, we push spacebar and then walk off, and Jordan just plays drums. Yeah.
Look out for that.
Mm.
It's gonna be the.
It's kind of like 21 Pilots,
New
but,
wave.
but just like a little bit less. Check out
Yeah, that was crazy.
check out Adafix.
That's the whole thing. Again, just tons of music that I still have written that I want to release, but for Fractured Instinct specifically, there's some that I'd like to release, probably unofficially, just because I'd like to release them.
This is a
But,
guitar profile.
Yeah. Are you
It's
still?
all on Guitar Pro.
Are you still writing under Current Tides? Is that still your?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got
My monograms.
current. We're gonna promote our other projects that are more relevant. We got Current Tides. We got Polite Little Nuances. Look out for that in like
Heart
5
Eruption.
years. We got Heart Eruption. We got The Violet Root. Look out for that.
Look out for that.
Look out for that. We got Human Blueprint Instance. Look out for that shortly this year. And TVR, The Violet Root this year as well. Those are the main ones.
Let's light their eyes. Strawberry Defect Anomaly. Just kidding.
What the fuck?
The Strawberry Defect.
This is canon now.
I mean,
There's
that was what was supposed to be electronic rock before TVR happened. And TVR,
thing.
don't worry about
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Don't worry about it.
This
It's a story thing. And then TVR was supposed to not be what it is, but don't worry about it. It's a deep lore. You don't get to know that.
Check
We
out each SoundCloud.
we want to do a lot of things and then we scrap them before we actually do anything with
Well,
them. So it's
I had an idea for it. I just didn't really do much with it. PLN though, Polite Little Nuances, fucking that was just forever. That's been going on for years. Pretty much as long as Fractured Instinct. I don't know. Definitely a long running thing.
it's a whole.
It's like at least 5 albums that I still need to kind of tweak for release, but definitely great sounding. Eventually, TVR probably first. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm halfway done with the Human Blueprint Instance EP right now. I took a little break from it because
Human Bureau of Intelligence. Wait.
Blueprint? Still
What?
writing the blueprints?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not writing. But what's the next song?
The next one is Closer to Hell. It's always gonna be I Said to Kill because this guy.
I'm officially not yet.
Bad.
You're officially a groupie. We know that.
No, I was.
He plays bass, but he's actually just a groupie. So, I mean, who else is gonna play bass? Right? We don't pay him. What?
Officially what? Done with I Said to Kill?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've closed that chapter. Not really though, because I'm gonna do a cover. But
Oh, is that the band that they're trying to send stuff to?
No, that was
When I-
something else.
oh no,
It's like a
that's-
Facebook.
You're like, hey, this is
Yeah.
my music. Let me join your band.
I think they were really local.
Please, please, please.
They're a Riverside, but it's
They're kind of like I Said to Kill. This is a Jewel.
no, don't. It's not. That's not a.
God damn it!
That's not a.
I thought you meant like a fucking emerald or something. Like
Is that one of those Jewel
run the
bonds?
jewels.
Something like that. It's not.
Oh yeah, this is the first album of 2019. It should be, since like everybody
First.
releases albums on the Friday.
First release week of 2019.
Woo! 2018's
Pretty
Fractured
nice, yeah.
Instinct.
People ask like, what year was this made? Like literally, well, not made, but like a release, literally 2019, the start of it. So
That was
if the
always,
Axe Effects
that was
drops,
always our plan.
if the Axe Effects drops incredibly in price, then you know why our album doesn't sound better. So hey, like next month it's just $20.
I would fucking never. Torpedo Gang.
Kemper exists.
Let's keep playing tacky.
Okay.
So that was the commentary for the album that you didn't ask for. If you want to check out the album, check the links below or whatever. Yeah. Did you like it? Did
Spread
you
the
hate it?
word.
What would you rate it? Love you, love you. FI
Like
forever.
us on Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram, Spotify, SoundCloud.
and whatever platform that you use, we will try to.
Check us out on
We
Bandcamp.
will try to.
We're on
keep up to
Deezer.
date.
We're on Beatport,
We're on,
YouTube.
we're on Tidal.
We're on Reddit. What the fuck is? Huh?
Wait, is there any way you can like download the album? Is it Bandcamp?
No, we're not back
Oh,
yet.
okay.
We're on Apple.
I just
iTunes.
stream it then. Stream it. If you want
can
to,
download
if you
it.
want to download it,
If you
illegally.
want to download it, there's like extensions for that. I'm not implying anything. Google would hate you if you did that.
We're not making you pay for it. That's all we're saying.
We're not doing shit. Literally just message us. I don't know why you would need to download it. in
Yo,
2019.
literally just message us. Tell us that you like it. We need to know.
If you want to give us money, just pay.
Don't be weird.
It's fine.
we don't have a
Nothing
GoFundMe. or
good
nothing.
ever happened in this video.
That's true.
So that was it.
Hopefully it's still recording.
Tell us which member sucks the most.
What's your favorite Goosebumps episode? Do you like goat's milk or cow milk?
Tell
Yo.
us your
Were you raised
astrology
on a
sign.
farm?
I'll send you a good video about that.
Are you from the?
Are
Are you from the UK and have an accent?
Gemini.
Oh, which game do you want us to play for F5 Plays?
Oh Jesus!
Oh, remember when that was a thing?
I don't. You can still watch the first episode on YouTube.
Is it up?
F5 plays Counter Strike.
Oh,
God, that was so long ago. It's the whole thing.
nothing bad ever happened in our
Oh yeah,
perception of
and
time.
we should talk about the. Wait, no, never mind. Because they talk about the album art.
No.
I paid for it. That's all there is to it. I paid for it.
It shows.
It's our band's album art is good.
Yes. Very protest.
Protest the hero. Bye! Oh fuck, it stopped. Wave to the camera. I don't know if it's working.
Wait.